how the collection grows.
Professionals here, guys. We're professionals here. Hey, guys, what's going on? It's Jay. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with a good friend, Danny Green. What's going on, Danny?
What up, guys? How's it going? What up, Jay?
Not much, brother. I'm going to go get a pair of headsets, but I wanted to bring in our good friend and, of course, our wonderful guest here. This is a great time. Why is my computer doing this? Can you see me, Danny?
I can see you, bro.
All right, I'm gonna have to. What is going on? This thing is just completely doing its thing. All right, guys, please help us welcome Wade from Unparalleled Universe. If he shows up, oh my!
Wade's there, man. He's live.
All right, what's going on, Wade? Good to see you, brother.
I'm here. What's up, you guys? How are you?
Man, this is just crazy. I'm gonna have to leave you guys in a second because my computer's bogging down for whatever reason. So you guys keep talking.
Oh.
I'll be right back because I gotta get this thing fixed. What's going on here?
Live streams are always
it never goes normal, bro. It's always something. So kind of just get used to it, right? But all good. How you been, bro?
Good. Been hustling. Yeah, been hustling, running around doing the the little promo tour for the Odious Kickstarter, and yeah, we're getting it going.
That's great, man. Yeah, people have been loving it so far. We backed the first one up, and I'm holding mine right here, bro. There you go. You know, I never forget you signing my thing here. We at the SCCC like last year.
Yeah,
and that was great, man. I hold this thing dearly. It's one of my like prized possessions in my collection, man. So,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, bro. So we appreciate you, man. And for the people that don't know, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm kind of I'm kind of known in like the community for my YouTube channel, my my review channel where I do action figure reviews, mostly like 1/12 scale stuff. I've been doing that for like 10 years, which is kind of crazy to say, but yeah, but it's been fun. It's been fun being part of the community and doing all the YouTube stuff, and then eventually kind of taking the next step into like making toys, which I've made 2 toys. I got the action figure that you were just holding, and then I also made a plushie Odious figure. And now we're off into trying to do some more. We're trying to expand on it and making it a kind of, it's one toy now, but my dream is for it to be like a brand. So, we're trying to take that step.
Yeah, man. No, you guys are doing great. You're killing it. You got tons of fans, right?
Yeah.
You guys got back the first time, right?
Yep.
So, super huge fans here. In Canada, it's been hard to kind of get some of your stuff over here because not many people carry it, right? And but I remember last year we were, last year we were trying to get some of the wholesale through Titan, and then that didn't get. And I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the traveling and the shipping of the stuff was a challenge because we were at SDCC and
yeah. We kept trying to make it happen, like at the different conventions. I'd be like, "Here, I got a box. Just take it." You're like, "No."
Yeah, but it was kind of a challenge at times. But I made sure I grabbed mine anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and just so you know, if Titan's still interested on the Kickstarter, I recently added retailer packs. So if you guys want to check that out,
100%, man. Because I think it would be great to get a couple of those guys in, right? You're like halfway there. You guys are almost there, right? Still got 9 days to go, but I that's usually that last stretch there, right? You get that cool like kind of that last push, right?
That's when it goes crazy. At the last week is when everything gets wild. So I've been like obviously like the beginning is usually crazy, and then the middle couple of weeks is like just torture basically because it feels things moving. You just kind of hope for like incremental movements, and we've been seeing that. Like every day, it's a little bit and this and that. So we have some days where like we get not like a big push, a couple $1,000, this and that. So it's going. I think it's going really well. Like, you know, the first day it was like at 30,000 or something. Like the first 2 days it was like 30,000. And that's great for the first day because there's all the excitement and everything. But the fact that it's moved another almost 60 cents then is like a huge plus in my opinion. So now we just have this last, you know, again, we're only about halfway there. So we need about another 80 grand or something. So it's gonna
what I want to talk about today though is the importance of what you're actually doing here, Wade.
Oh,
there's a lot of people who don't understand what this actually means, because this means a lot. So we're looking at the industry these days. You know, I'm going to minimize this for a second, but I just want to talk a little bit about what's happening right now. We're looking at the industry right now, and the toy industry itself is actually in a lot of trouble. We're seeing that a lot. I think it was last year, sometime around the beginning of the year, I made a video called "Hell is Freezing Over," because both Mattel and Hasbro were actually joining forces. Two gargantuan giants for the first time ever, actually joining forces to actually create action figures and you know, swap properties for the first time ever. I was absolutely gobsmacked at that, but it was an indication to me that the toy industry knows something's up, right? That something's going on, and toys themselves are going to be much harder to manufacture and get out the door, and we're seeing that now. And the reason why independent toys like yours and Brutal Realms and you know, Flipor and all these other properties that are coming out, the reason they're so important is because they're made by creators who are absolutely huge fans of action figures. I mean, the first time we saw the first Odious, your The Living Curse, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we saw that, and your campaign that really inspired a lot of us, because this was a guy who freaking was just a lover of action figures, somebody who wanted an action figure that has everything that he wants in an action figure. That he's always said, you know what, we need this in an action figure, we need that, and in fact, better articulation, you know, soft goods, all this stuff that was important to you. And that to me was like, holy crap, this guy's doing it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was a huge push during that time. And since then, right, so many people have followed in your footsteps and trying to create their own visions of their action figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
the reason it's so important to keep this thing going is because the industry itself, it's going through a lot of phases. Did you hear today that HasLab started looking for a new head of their HasLab department? Like Hasbro is actually looking for a brand new person to lead the flagship for HasLab. The reason being, and
it should be Wade.
I think the writing's on the wall, because they're not listening to the fans.
Odious.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? They're just not doing it. This last Tron HasLab, coming after two other successful HasLabs, like right behind it. You know what I mean? But who asked for this one? Do you know what I'm saying? Like nobody really asked for this HasLab.
Well, I think Disney asked for it.
Yeah, that seems to be the issue, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look back at what's actually going on, who really wanted to push for that because there's a movie out, is probably Disney. But why would you not push like Tron Ares has no toys? What is going on? The one property that needs the toys right now has no toys. It is just strange. It's like they don't know what the fans want. And that seems to be the biggest issue with HasLab right now. Yeah. It started with the Engine of Vengeance, man. Like it was like, oh, we're celebrating our 80th anniversary for Ghost Rider. So what does everybody want? Oh, everybody wants Robbie Reyes, right? Because he's the newest incarnation of Ghost Rider. No, man, if you're going to celebrate the 80th anniversary of Ghost Rider, you got to bring out one of the original, Ghost Riders, like Danny Ketch or Johnny Blaze, or the original Cowboy Ghost Rider, right?
Yeah, Phantom Rider, yeah.
But instead of that, they brought out Robbie Reyes with a wonderful car, bar none. It was a beautiful car, had so great ideas behind it, right? The flame effects alone are inspired, but it was off the mark, right? And the stretch goals alone, like two of them weren't even like, one of them wasn't even a Ghost Rider character. It was an X-Men character. You know what I mean? There was just
who was the X-Men character?
The X-Men character was Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
she's not a You know, she's
not a
a
Marvel
ghostwriter.
Knight, Spirit of Vengeance kind of, yeah.
completely off wall. And then they were literally dangling Mephisto over our heads, saying, "Hey, we're never going to get a Mephisto." But guess what? A year and a half later, we got Mephisto. We're getting Mephisto, right?
Yeah.
But that's only when they start listening to the fans, right? That's like this Apocalypse. That thing looks amazing, but again, it's digging back into that well where the fans are really starting to clamor for these amazing things.
Yeah.
And Odious is in that same ballpark, man, because that's the way I feel. I feel that Odious is in that same ballpark.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the offerings on this Kickstarter, and they are freaking inspired. They're inspired. The soft goods, the way the trench coat goes over him, the full metal jacket with the two bullet belts, freaking crazy, man. Like that harkens to me back to the spaghetti westerns. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god,
what it was inspired, especially like in the face sculpt too. Like he kind of has a facial expression like Clint Eastwood had.
Yeah,
like where it's a scowl kind of. Yeah, it's totally inspired by those spaghetti westerns.
Absolutely. Was there any idea at the time to get one of those little butt cigars in there? I don't know if that was a concept.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought about it, but I didn't want to deal with having a removable cigar.
Gotcha.
And then I didn't want to commit either way to I didn't want one in there all the time. And then I figured, well, if you're not going to do a removable one, I don't know. I just couldn't think of the good way. I couldn't think of a way I'd be happy with doing it. And also, I know it's a fictional character and this and that, but I'm not crazy about putting like cigarettes and smoke, not drugs, but obviously a cigar would be cool, but I wasn't like super committed to it. Like a lot of people wanted to see that. I was like, yeah, that's cool, but I could live without it.
You think about like your kids and stuff when you're thinking about that kind of thing?
Well, I'm really anti-smoking and drinking. That's all. So it just kind of goes against my character a little bit. I mean, I'm not 100% against it. I would have been down for it if I would have, because it would be cool for like shots and everything. And, I have my Gambit figure posed with the cigarette. So like, it's not that big of a deal, but like at the same time, I wasn't like, oh, I have to have that. Like I couldn't think of a good way to do it. So I just kind of moved on.
Yeah, wasn't really a part of his character and stuff, right?
Yeah, I can't believe that there's somebody at the door. I think it's I don't know what's going on. But I have a question. I have a question that you guys can talk about while I go answer the door. Danny, you were one of the biggest supporters of Odious, and of course, you got your Odious from the man himself at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Why don't you two talk about there it goes again. Why don't you guys talk about the original Odious? When I get back, I want to talk a little bit more about the other one. So I'll be right
back. Here we go again, bro. So, well, you know what? I'll tell you something, man. Like, if it weren't for you, I don't think I would be into independent companies. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, man. You and AWOC and Four Horsemen, Mythic Legions were kind of like, for me personally, the introduction to the indies toy scene, and it inspired me to kind of work on my own shit. I got a little thing I'm doing right now.
Oh, cool, nice.
This show's not about that, but just you inspired me to work on my own projects and kind of think outside the box, and actually believe that, hey, man, you can actually come up with your own toy and get your story out. If for me, it was kind of meeting some of the right people, put it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
And the inspiration, right? For sure. And
it's definitely possible if you're willing to put in the work, like this whole thing with these constant live streams. Like I said, I did a live stream on my channel a half hour before jumping on here. Like, I've just been nonstop, every opportunity, doing live streams, posting pictures, talking with people, answering every question, answering every email. Like all that hustle is what it takes to make it happen.
100%, man. And for people that don't know of Odious or the story of Odious or his history, can you enlighten us? Can you tell us a little bit about the character and what inspired you to make this character?
Yeah, so as far as the character itself, it's inspired by like old movie monsters like werewolves and stuff, and then obviously just like the mystique that surrounds like Sasquatch tales and conspiracy theories. All that is kind of like worked into the Odious kind of lore, and I've always been a big fan of those cryptid type of things, and also I just always been a huge comic book fan, so it's inspired by like old school like pulpy kind of comics, like like the way that I think about Odious and the way he functions in like comic book form, I think of things like, you know, Dick Tracy or the Phantom. The Phantom is a huge inspiration for Odious, because the Phantom is a character that they found a way to make the Phantom exist in all kinds of different eras. Like it's a mantle that gets passed down through the family. Odious is kind of like that in a way that I found a way for him to exist in all these different eras. And his whole like character situation is that he was a person who was in a bad spot, like trying to protect his family back in the tribal kind of days. He meets like a shaman. The shaman makes him an offer like, here, I could protect you and your family, and you know they can survive, but you'll forever be cursed. And the curse was that his soul was kind of bound to this beast thing, and the beast and him kind of came together and they became Odious. And then he went on to he kind of lives forever, but he curses different people throughout time. So that's kind of like his whole thing. That way we made it to where it makes sense for him to pop up as a soldier or a Ronin or, you know, a spaceman in the future or whatever. So and the reason for that is because I wanted to make toys of all different versions of Odious. Like you see other kind of brands out there, like Mezco, for instance, they have their like Gomez, but it's just kind of random. It's like, well, how is he a casino guy and I don't know, whatever the fuck,
like
a Ronin,
spy guy, or like
it's like all over the place. So it's kind of like it never, there's no lore to tie it down. So I created a lore that kind of made sense for him. And so that's where we're at with it. Hopefully one day I'll get some comic books out there. That's really the big dream.
Apologies about that, guys. Oh my, the guy wanted me to sign for Tiamat the Dragon from Super. I was like,
oh, that big old dragon.
Oh, bro. This thing's freaking massive. I thought it was another cat slayer. I was like, what the heck is that? That thing's huge. So apologies about that. So great to hear about the backstory of Odious. Wait, are you're an illustrator?
No. I have no talent.
So who's been drawing this amazing artwork for Odious? Because I keep seeing it. It's iconic now. Obviously, you know, Unparalleled Universe is connected so intrinsically with it. So who's been doing your artwork for you?
I get a couple of different people. Like early on, it was my buddy Robert Wright. He used to be more in the community, not so much anymore. But he did a lot of concept artwork for me early on. A buddy of mine back in the day. So back in the day, me and a friend of mine were working on like a little comic book about some Sasquatches. It didn't work out, but then I was like, hey, can you repurpose one of these Sasquatches to be my YouTube logo? So that was kind of always like with me. And, throughout the years, people would draw different versions of Odious. And eventually I was like, hey, Robert Wright, can you draw Odious like this with this design, this type of clothing, and, you know, this type of thing? And then ever since like the figure came out, it kind of took a life of its own. And a lot of different people do artwork for Odious. Shout out to my boy Bobo, who does incredible artwork for him all the time. Soul Brother on Instagram. He's someone who's helped me with a lot of artwork. Erwin Papa, he did this Army Odious right here. I need to get it framed. It's ridiculous. I have it up there like a goddamn like poster note. But it needs to get framed because it's amazing. But yeah, there's just a lot of David Williams did artwork for the Kickstarter this time around. I'm a huge lover of comics and comic book art. So like I try to get Odious in like comic book type of artwork as often as possible. So
What was it like the process of getting into San Diego Comic-Con? Because it's my understanding it's a struggle. You gotta fight tooth and nail to get in there. And when we saw you there, it was like a dream come true. I was like, wow, wait to San Diego Comic-Con, man. He's actually at the Mecca, right? So I was really
I go every year. I go every year. Like I've gone every year for probably about not every. So I've gone to Comic-Con probably for like the last 20 years, and I've missed maybe 3 years in there, like when my daughter was born and whatever. But for the last like 7, 8, 9 years, I've been going 7, 8, 9 years straight, and I usually get a press pass because of my YouTube channel. Was it the year I had the table when you guys bought the Odious figure? I had a press pass, but I also had a vendor pass because I was at the table. So but you're right. Like I'm so fortunate that my YouTube channel has been able to get me press passes because it's a goddamn like war trying to buy tickets. It's so difficult. But thankfully Comic-Con is like I don't want to say this too soon because I need to reapply this year, but they're pretty like they're pretty. It's pretty easy to get a press pass. Watch, they're gonna deny me this year, and I'm a beef with both of you guys over it. But yeah, no. Luckily, they're pretty easy to get. They're willing to have press out there of different levels. Like you don't need to have a huge channel. You just need to kind of do your thing, and they let you out there. But yeah, Comic-Con is fun, man. Yeah, it's the best thing. Favorite time of year.
Unlike New York Comic-Con, the requirements for a press pass on New York Comic-Con are stupid, man. Like, oh my god,
they're ridiculous.
Just absolutely ridiculous. It's like they don't want. It's like they don't want you to go. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts.
But
and
you know, this year they kind of relaxed a little bit because I was able to get like I've applied for New York Comic-Con for probably like 5-6 years. I always get denied. This year I got approved for a press pass and a content creator pass.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
which was
awesome.
crazy.
Congratulations, bro.
That's it was cool. This was my first year at New York Comic-Con. Yeah. Did I see you guys there? I think I did.
No, bro, not in New York.
Not New York. I think we did see at SDCC right this year.
We saw you.
Yeah, we did. We took pictures. We were running around. Yeah, it was a quick thing.
And then Danny, you were at Legion's Con, right?
That was the year prior. That was the
year prior. We chatted, and you had the blue Odious on site, and we posted. I love that thing, man. I actually want to get one of those. I thought I saw you this year, but okay. I wish, man. We wanted to come out, but it just wasn't in the cards. Too many things going on, right? We did a lot of shows this year, but unfortunately, Legion's Con's actually, to me personally, is one of the best shows.
For sure.
Like the energy, the feeling, man, that inspired us to do so many things too. Because we're doing our own little event, you know, that it was in the thumbnail, but AFCC, Action Figure Comic Con in Toronto. So Legion's Con heavily inspired us to kind of do this because we wanted to get some of that same energy in Canada, and I find that we were kind of missing some of that. So we're trying to create a platform to kind of bridge some of that energy from the US here, bring some of the indie guys over to Canada, actually have an event or a platform for us indie guys to kind of showcase and highlight the people of the community, right? So, and by the way, you're welcome to come to the event. You're invited, as a guest. I know it's kind of ways. It's not an SDCC yet, or anything, but we got some cool guys coming out like Ramen Toy. I think AWOC's gonna have some stuff on site. Loyal Subjects with the mask.
Oh, cool.
Who else?
Metatraveler is coming. Same thing with what's called Jiu-Jitsu, the Icon Heroes. Yeah, there. And of course, Titan Toyz, who's sponsoring the event, has a lot of the connections there. So yeah, we're doing our best to get as many people. C. Jessam, who does all of the Four Horsemen's soft goods. He's one of our featured guests. Carlos from the Badass Reviews, he's going to be showing up as well. So yeah, it's a great event, and this is exactly the type of event we want for the community. Very much like Four Horsemen, where one of our biggest focuses for this year is going to be diorama builders. We actually have 6 different diorama builders who are going to be creating 6 different neighborhoods, and they're going to be all grouped together so people can see the type of dynamic styles that each of these guys bring to the table. And we're really committed to action figures. And really, I dare say, I think this is the first action figure Comic-Con ever. I don't think anyone's actually focused specifically on action figures and comics the way Danny's been trying to put this one together. I think Danny's he's got this vision where where we want to make sure that action figures get their due. And I think that's the biggest thing about this. We're going to have presentations, hopefully from Ramen and from other toy manufacturers. And like I said, we would love to have you there, Wade. I know the scheduling is a bit tight right now. It's already November, almost December, and January 31st, 2026. Yeah, but you know what?
And you're kind of far, right? You're like in Cali, right?
Yeah, I'm in California.
Yeah.
So but what we wanted to do was we wanted to at least showcase the Kickstarter and talk a little bit about what it is that it takes to actually make these action figures, because that's something that people just don't understand. People don't understand how difficult it is to make this action figure. And that's something I wanted to touch on right now. So when you make the decisions for creating the next level of Odious, right? What kind of decisions do you have to make? Like, where did the cowboy come from? Like you said that he had a curse from way back when. So is this part of the stage where one of those moments in his life, kind of like Wolverine, where he
it is similar to Wolverine, but like Wolverine is he's a constant. He's always there. But like with Odious, there could be 100-year gap where he was like, so basically what happens is in each like phase of life. So let's say Odious is a Ronin, right? He's a Ronin in this period of time in Japan. Let's say he stays there for 100 years and then he dies for whatever reason. Someone kills him. When he dies, he turns into stone, like a gargoyle. And then the way that the curse repossesses somebody is like if someone bleeds on the stone. So now let's say the statue, there was some weird person who likes like esoteric artifacts, and he finds a statue and he has it. He's traveling through the Old West to get to somewhere. Let's say, the stagecoach got robbed by bandits. One of the bandits gets shot, lands on the statue. Now the statue cracks like a gargoyle. Some purple smoke comes out, gets in the person. That person turns into Odious. Now, the curse is, it's not like that person is now Odious. It's Odious is now that person. So that person is gone. And Odious, the person who made the deal with the shaman hundreds of years ago, now takes that person's place. So he kind of wakes up like, oh shit, wasn't I just in Japan? Like, where am I? And kind of has to, but he's a beast, snarling, yelling, like all primal. But and then it goes from there. So now he's in this cowboy situation and he's in the Old West. And in his mind, he's thinking, all right, I've got to do everything possible to survive as long as I can, because I know when I die again, someone else will eventually get cursed. So it's his curse. It's not the person who gets possessed. They're just the victim of the circumstance. It's his curse that he has to live with all the time. So basically, like with that format, he could kind of exist at any time, anywhere, like for whatever reason. So that's kind of how that works.
Okay, so that makes now it's starting to make a lot more sense. The fact, like, because we're seeing all these different iterations of Odious. Talk to us a little bit about the army Odious. Like, was this? I guess the statue was in the middle of a battlefield and such, and some soldiers.
So one thing I love about like war stories is you can incorporate like horror and science fiction really easily. Like a lot of stories have done that, like Hellboy or things even like Twilight Zone. There's been like old military episodes where they run into like a devil or whatever. There's all kinds of there's such mystery in war. You know what I mean? Like we hear about wars, but there's little specifics and nuances of war that we know nothing about. The little dark corners of war, and in those dark corners, there's a lot of room for supernatural storytelling. So like in my mind, I was thinking like some soldiers, like I don't want to give away my whole soldier story, but I have a cool soldier story where there's kind of a mad scientist kind of guy who sends like a group of like low-level grunt soldiers to kind of go find something. They don't know what it is. It turns out to be the Odious statue, but the Odious statue is kind of guarded by like some other type of monster, and they kind of get massacred. And as a result, one of them bleeds on the stone and then ends up going and taking revenge on the guy, or trying to save the few soldiers that survived or whatever, but yeah, there's all kinds of ways to make it happen with this structure.
That's sick, man. So I'm distracted playing with mine here. So.
100%. I love the overall design of Odious. I mean, like when I was playing with him, like Danny is right now, I noticed, and this is a question I had for you earlier when we were backstage. If you pop, I noticed that the limbs are actually, the upper arms are actually easier to pop off. Was that intentional, or was that just a happy coincidence? Because they were so easy to pop off and pop back in. But when I did that, the articulation didn't change. Like it was still very, very much a wonderfully articulated figure. Yeah. And I was just curious if that was just something of a happenstance, or if it was actually intended.
When it was first designed in the early stages, that's not something I thought about. But as we were going through the factory things, and like once we got into the factory, like actually working on stuff, I then became aware about like materials, like the types of materials that you use for figures. And there became a point where it was like, oh, this articulation point won't work in this material, so we'd have to change the material. But then it was like, but if you change the material, everything becomes more solid. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I want things to be a little bit softer and easy to pop apart for customizing or whatever. So it kind of was a realization kind of halfway through. And I was like, let's change the articulation instead and keep it this material so it's easy. And also another huge thing that helped with was QC issues, because like if someone had a broken leg, I could just pop a leg off from a figure I have, send it off to somebody.
100%. And you know what? There have been instances, not many, thankfully, where what's it called? Flipor has had certain, QC as well. But
It happens,
to their credit, Ramen Toy has been on the ball with that and really handling everybody's requests. And it's really important to have a good relationship with your manufacturing side on the other side of the pond, which is one of the biggest things. How has the relationship aspect been with you, with dealing with your first your sculptors, and then afterwards the actual factories that you have to deal with overseas?
So the sculptors, the guy, I have one person who sculpts everything for me, and that's Kevin Garcia, and that's my homeboy. So like we're 100% good. Yeah, there's never any issues. We work perfectly together. And then I'm kind of like, he gives me everything, and I give everything to Dave Vonner and the factory. And Dave Vonner's like my in between the factory, and I think for the most part it is pretty good. The first time around there was a lot I didn't know, so I'd be questioning weird things. There'd be a lot of like me being, "Are you sure?" So, but now this time around I'm more comfortable just trusting like his expertise. But at the same time, I do want to be more involved with the factory. My factory is pretty good and responsive. Like when I send them an email, they answer. Like it's not like they wait just for Dave. Like they're very responsive. But yeah, it took some like understanding on my part, because they would come back like the articulation thing. They'd come back and go, "No, we can't do this," and I'd go, "Yes, you can. I've seen it." And they'd be like, "No, we can't. Like maybe it's possible, but we can't do every single thing. Like show us." And I'd be like, "Well, I can't find an example. Just do it." And they'd be like, "No, it's not like that." And it was a lot of a learning thing on my part. So, but once I got there, we're good. Now I kind of have an understanding. Like, all right, there's no such thing as being uncompromising in something like this. In a collaborative, creative effort, you can't be like super hard-headed. You have to be flexible. So like I've learned that, and they're professionals already. So but Ramen Toy says props to Kevin Garcia. There's nothing without the sculptor. Yeah, hell yeah. Kevin Garcia is the master. He does everything that I need. He's on it.
Absolutely. On that note, let's take a couple of comments. A lot of people in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this evening. It's been absolutely so great. Brick, something's in the house. Hoy hoy, Kuya J, Danny, and Wade. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see Brick. Yeah, always good to see Brick. Cobra Emperor 66 Delta 17 HasLab Ghostbusters Fire Hall 3 3/4 inch and for 6 inch. Oh my god, bro. That's a home run HasLab if I ever heard one, man. Like seriously, they should get on top of that. I don't know why they haven't. Seriously, that's listening to the fans. That's what we're talking about. You got to listen to.
I just got my Ecto 1, so
there you go. See, and it needs a place to live, right?
Yeah.
Speak his name, and he'll appear 3 times. Erwin Papa's in the house. What's going on, Erwin Papa? Good to see you.
Go right there.
There he is. Yeah, good to see Erwin Papa. Cobra Commander. HasLab Star Wars O-Ring figures and Hammerhead Corvette. Dude, again, you're speaking to the choir here. Star Wars is the gift that keeps on giving, but unfortunately Hasbro seems to not listen to the fans in that one too. Like they got to start listening to the fans, and hopefully this new leadership will help us get there.
I will say there are guys on the Star Wars team that are definitely fan, like Brandon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Hero Collects. He's a fan. He loves the shit. So he's definitely putting his all into it. And I think I think Star Wars Black Series is definitely getting better.
100%. But it's the decision makers. That's why they're putting a new head for. They're looking for a new head for Hasbro HasLab. You know what, Wade? Maybe you should actually put in a resume for HasLab, man. Like seriously, I
can barely read. So.
Brick, Wade, different mic from earlier. Sounds a lot roomier than you did on your earlier stream.
I don't think so. Here, tell me. You guys hear this?
No, that's fine.
No, okay, yeah.
Brick is into those little details, man. If he knows something, he's gonna say.
Awesome.
Thanks.
I'll be live with him pretty soon too.
Lost on the Wall Ace 1396. Prices are crazy on figures these days. There's no joke. People want to pay for something they feel it isn't worth the money. Odious though is worth all the money. The quality is there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wallace. That's awesome.
Lawson Wallace. Shout out to Lawson Wallace. Super talented artist.
Disney hasn't a clue what fans want. They are way out of touch.
They want the button.
That's a spacious statement, but I can't disagree. Lick Tornudge. 5695. Even if Disney asked for HasLab, it was Hasbro. It was Hasbro the one that made it lame and expensive. Oh man, there's nothing. People are not pulling their shots tonight. That's pretty crazy. Holy crap. Lost in Wallace. The lack of interest in Tron and the outrageous prices for 4-inch scale figures doomed that HasLab from the start. It had some cool innovations, though. I'm not going to lie. The neck joint, which actually would articulate all the way, but this way, so that you could actually put them on the bikes. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a really cool innovation. And my biggest gripe about that thing was the grid. I mean, I've seen things like that on the grid on Etsy, where they got these standees with a light up backlight and it glows in the dark. I was like, guys, come on, you can do better than that. That was the funny one that kind of got me. It was crazy.
I will say, like, I'm not a Tron fan, but I do like 3 3/4 inch figures. And like when I saw that when they were announcing it during the panel and stuff, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I was like, I don't like Tron, but if that's like $120, I might go for it. And then they're like 240. I was like,
yeah,
it's like no way that's gonna fund.
No,
it's like 400 for us in Canada.
Oh,
and what does that mean for the 375 line? Wade, let's talk a little. What about that? Because like they were hyping up this 375 line as if it was going to be the next thing. Maybe they were going to go back to O-ring. Maybe they're going to go back to they're already. The vintage collection is always going to stay vintage collection.
And that's awesome. Vintage collection.
That's beautiful. But what do you think about the rest of them now that Tron has basically kind of like filtered, fizzled out?
I hope they don't give up on 3 3/4 inch. Like I would love, back in the day they used to do the Marvel Universe, the Marvel 3 3/4 inch figures.
Yeah.
And I love those. Like I still have a bunch of them. Every now and then I take them out and mess with them. They're great figures. I would love to see because Hasbro, they're hit or miss, and for all their faults, they are capable of making great figures. Like in the last 2 weeks, they put out like a bunch of Marvel Legends, and I'm loving like a lot of them.
Yeah.
And, I'm usually critical of Marvel Legends, but like, you got like Punisher, you got the 6-armed Spider-Man, you got this Triton and Black Bolt, like lots of good stuff. So I would love to see what they could do with 3 3/4 inch with the technology they have now. Like the Tron figures are a good example. I was like, damn, those look good, but it was never going to work for that price. I feel like they knew that because they can't possibly be like that costs more than 2 Odiouses.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like we broke it down, and each figure is basically $25. We were like, that.
Where my money's going.
It was pretty crazy. It was nuts. The Tomsters. Wait, don't forget the dinosaur hands.
That's the old school chat inside joke.
I love the supporters. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much. Ray Paz, shit is sick. Looks like a page out of a comic, kind of like a Joe Kubert kind of feel. Nice, yeah, absolutely, 100%. I totally get that. Actually, on that note, really quickly, Wade, this artist, did you want to give him props? This was David Williams.
David Williams did the artwork on the Kickstarter. There, he killed that. And he also did the cowboy one. If you scroll down a little bit,
I'll move there. Yeah, that one. So I was on the stream the other day, and I'm like, is that a secret werewolf character that you're also teasing for the next line? Like, is that something we can look forward to? Because that guy looks pretty sick himself.
Well, in this set of figures here, the Army Odious is going to come with 2 werewolf head sculpts.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we're kind of working on them. We've shown the artwork. Like if you go to the updates, you can see the artwork, and Kevin is sculpting them. But that one there, I do imagine that Odious does fight werewolves. So that's what I told David Williams. I was like, Odious is probably going to fight werewolves in this Old West scenario. So maybe but this is kind of a rough, like, I don't know. I don't want to call it a teaser. I want to say there all kinds of monsters are kind of in Odious's atmosphere. So whether it's werewolves, zombies, or vampires, or whatever, like Odious is going to cross paths with them. So werewolves, It's funny because I have the werewolf art there, but then the werewolf head is going to be in the soldier pack, so it's a little. My wires are a little crossed there.
No, man. You know what? One of the best things about Kickstarter is that a lot of people are excited about whenever these things happen is that during the campaign, fun things happen. Like you're able to introduce new stretch goals and new updates. Like for instance, this new werewolf head art for Army Odious. I mean that. Oh my God, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah,
so who
that
did
was
this?
done by Bobo.
That's Bobo. Wow.
Yeah. Variotti on Instagram.
That is so cool, man. That's freaking. Oh wow, holy crap! That's the Wolfman.
Yeah. So this one's kind of inspired by Werewolf by Night. We're calling it Wolfman at Nighttime.
Nice. So are these guys? Are those the head sculpts that we're talking about? Like, are these the ones that you're?
So that artwork is going to be the 2 head sculpts that are going to come with the Army Odious. And the reason we're putting them with the Army Odious is that it kind of turns it into an army builder at that point, and we do have a reward on the campaign to get like 3 Army Odiouses for like a super good price. It's like a $15 discount on all of them. So you save $45 across the whole thing. And you end up with 3 Army Odiouses, and you have like these 3 head sculpts. So you have basically 3 different characters that you can make out of that set. You know what I mean? And when it comes to army characters, you want like a platoon of them. So I wanted to find a way to make it to where the hairy Odious army character can be multiple people. So we have the Army Odious with the werewolves.
That is freaking sick, man. I'm excited about these two. These guys look freaking crazy. And of course, as we mentioned, if he fights freaking werewolves, dude, that's going to be sick. Like that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. And I just love the attitude. Again, this guy, he does it for me. Let's talk a little bit about Cowboy Odious, because honestly, this guy, when I saw him, he is definitely my favorite out of this. I mean, right straight out of spaghetti westerns that we all know and love, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, all these really crazy shows that we love growing up as kids. And so we know that the inspiration kind of came from that, but where else did you draw your inspiration from this guy? Because he looks absolutely thrilling.
Well, so I kind of went with this look for a few different reasons. First off, there's not a whole lot of cowboy figures out there. And that's kind of baffling to me, because like if one of these third-party companies or Mezco or whoever made like a whole line of cowboys with soft goods, I think they would sell out like crazy. So that's just something I wanted to see. I want cowboy figures. But then on top of that, I feel like Westerns is one of those genres that mixes really well with other genres like horror and science fiction, just like war stuff. Like you can mix it in so well with these other things. Like again, old Western movies and all that kind of stuff. The whole vibe of old Western is awesome. So I wanted to throw Odious into an old West setting, and I'm excited for this one.
This one's straight out of A Fistful of Dollars. You know what I mean? Like straight out of there. I can see him just putting that metal plate right in front of his chest right here. Freaking awesome. Like so good. And I love the what really got me was the as you said, the Clint Eastwood frown, the face, the actual like I don't give a shit kind of
like make my day punk kind of thing.
Exactly. It's that kind of freaking, it's that kind of look that really gets you for this type of character. And I love the creativity on this, right? There's just so much going on here at the same time. And so these guys come with several different faces specific to the characters, right? So take us through a little bit of that. How many faces does Cowboy Odious come with, and how many faces does the Army Odious come with? So
the Cowboy Odious is going to come with 4 different head sculpts. There's this one, the one with the bandana. That bandana is sculpted on. It's not soft goods. So we have the bandana and the Clint Eastwood inspired head sculpt, and then the other head sculpt is going to be it's like an Odious skull face. I don't know if you guys saw the Odious. Oh, I don't have one handy, but the Odious skull faces, like that right there. Yeah. It's going to be one of those, but with like Dia de los Muertos kind of paint on the face.
Wow, really? Holy crap.
And shout out to Kingpin Customs, who's going to work on that for me. And then also we're going to do the other head sculpt, which isn't done yet. It's going to be the artwork that's inspired that Dave Williams did. We're going to do a head sculpt based on that artwork.
Nice. So kind of like black dot eyes and stuff like that, which would be pretty sick. That's awesome.
And then if you scroll down back to that artwork for the cowboy, we're gonna do a head sculpt based on that.
That is so cool. I love the attitude. You know what I mean? The look, the little, literally the looking down on you, like he's got his nose up in the air and stuff. That is just that is so freaking sweet. And that's the thing about these. There's a I guess in the industry we call them running changes, right? Which is something that happens in Kickstarters. Like for instance with Flipboard, Hatter had this idea where every single time we hit a stretch goal, he would just start throwing stuff in for free, and we were like, dude, slow down. But he was like so excited to get that to the fans, and you're doing very much the same thing when you're talking about the werewolves. You know what I mean? And how you want to redevelop these things, and that's really cool. And of course, the skull heads. Now, as I understand it, these are actually going to be painted by you specifically. Is that true, or is that what's happening?
Yeah. So the one that's going to go with the Cowboy Odious with the Day of the Dead paint, that's going to be a factory production thing. Now, this head sculpt, you could buy it by itself, and it's like $35. But those ones are going to be hand painted by me. This is separate from the Cowboy situation. This is something that you could buy individually on the Kickstarter, or you could add it to any order. And those ones are going to be painted by me.
That's incredible, dude. How difficult is it to paint these things? Because Mike, I can barely see anymore. I'm like freaking an old man now. Like,
oh man, I feel you. Like, so I painted like 100 of these for Legion's Con. And thankfully I have a process for these that works really well. It's pretty quick. I can knock these out pretty quick. Like I did 100 of them in about 3 weeks for Legion, 2-3 weeks for Legion's Con. So I have a process, and it's quick and easy for that skull face. But I feel you, man. There was times where I was painting and I was just like, man, I literally can't see. Like I can't see what I'm doing. I have to stop.
Yeah, it just keeps all of a sudden everything starts to blur together. You know what I mean? It's
freaking and at first you're like, nah, I'm all right. I'll keep doing it. And next thing you know, I'm like trying to paint the hair, and I'm like painting the forehead, and I'm like, oh shit, like.
Oh man, yeah, that's when you got to take a break and just calm the nerves, man. Because and then the brush starts shaking. You're like, what's going on?
yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. All right, so and talk to us a little bit about the armory Odious. What does he come with exactly?
So he's going to come with 6 heads, but 2 of them are going to be those werewolf heads, and then the other 4 are going to be. You see there's 3 different facial expressions. I just have to figure out, like, I'm gonna do 2 with helmets and 2 without. So it'll probably be like that one without a helmet, and then that one with the helmet. I don't know. I got to figure it out. That I haven't figured out. But there'll be 2 with helmets and 2 without. We couldn't make the helmet removable because of the shape of Odious's head. Like with the cowboy hat is removable on the Western one because it's like a cone, so you can make it work. But with the rounded head, we couldn't make it sit properly. So it's going to be on there.
Yeah.
But
moved it on.
So you've made Danny's wet dream come true. The guy's always complaining to me about expressions and
Danny, I don't know about that.
Go ahead, say
it. No, you need yelling faces, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. You can't, like, if you're gonna make an action figure, they need yelling faces because they're an action, right? Like,
for sure.
So but sometimes like Joe's, for example, they're cool figures and stuff, but half of them are missing yelling faces. I'm like, right. So, anyways, missed opportunity. But you're hitting the nail on the head here with all the head sculpts, man. So
wait, you have no idea. Every single time we go to a convention, the first thing he says whenever he sees a new freaking character is like, where are the extra faces? Where are the expressions? What's going on? and I'm like, Danny,
that's what makes it breaks it for me, man. So
I feel like my first Odious figure had too many faces and heads.
No, man, no, that was really cool stuff, though, right? Danny's a really good example of
like me. Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Danny's a really good example of what people want. Seriously, we were talking about Super 7 the other day, and what they're doing with Thundercats with their growling really faces and their stoic expressions, and sometimes they do another one. I think people really do appreciate that. Now, it's one of those things where I think Emgo, who does a lot of Transformers reviews, he has a nice expression where he says, it's more choices and choices are good, and I like that. Right, I like the idea that you have more, like the number of hands you included in the first Odious. Again, they're all expressive too, right? They had so many different expressions. I think that was really big in terms of what it was for not only photographers but also people who want to customize these as well. Because there's a lot of guys customizing your stuff, Wade.
Yeah, definitely. Like, no, I mean, I don't wish I included less heads or anything, but when I think about it, I'm like, man, there's a lot in there.
There's- Nah, you
It's
did
not a
well.
problem, man. You
We
know what? Again,
appreciate it.
less is like they say less is more, but sometimes more is better, man. Like
Sometimes more
you
is
just
more.
never
Yeah.
know. All right, so so basically he comes with 6 heads and the soft goods.
Yep.
Now with the original Odious that came with weapons, what kind of weapons can we expect from these guys?
So they both come with guns. I'm trying to. We'll have to see. So the Army Odious is going to at least come with like an assault rifle type of gun, or like a like an old AK-47 type of gun. Not exactly, but type. And then the old Western is going to come with a revolver and a shotgun. Now I'm really hoping I could give the Army version a little bit more, but at the same time, I don't know if Odious is like a gun guy. But still, I know he needs a gun, so he's going to get guns. But as of right now, that's what we have planned for them.
But they also come with a heck more accessories as well. I mean, this guy's got like soft goods as well as the straps with a freaking grenade strapped on.
Yeah, the straps will be able to come off, and you'll be able to like kind of customize the soft goods, take the soft goods off, do different things. That's why, like, if you scroll through, like right there, it's without the pouches, and then he has a shirt on underneath, and you can remove the whole jacket and just rock the shirt. Like, all of them have a lot of different options for the soft goods.
Yeah, they look freaking amazing. I love the actual nature of the curse in that he was wearing boots, but his freaking feet just ripped right out of them. I think that's so fun. Like those are really wonderful little details that you included. Now those aren't soft goods, right? Those are actually molded, or is that?
Yeah, those are sculpted on, but they it's just like a sleeve that goes over the lower leg, because I wanted to make them, even with the first Odious, I wanted to make it like customizable. So you could remove those off and do what you want to do with the figure or with the clothing or whatever.
Yeah, so they can hang loose like bell bottoms, but they can also be tight in like this, which is really neat.
Yeah,
I love that. That's so cool. Again, this is a toy fan who wants to create toys and actually thinks about these things, which is something that doesn't often happen as well. Too often is that. So he'll come with 6 heads, 6 set of hands, a rifle, a sculpted belt, sculpted pouches and belt, 1 pair of pants, one shirt, and 1 jacket, which is freaking amazing. And then if we go through the actual list for the cowboy, I love that vest, man. That vest is like really speaking to me, brother. That's really so cool. Because he can go from like being, what I really like about this guy is he can go from being like somebody who's holding up a bank to somebody who's like, again, fistful of dollars with the I call it a poncho, but obviously it's called a yeah, exactly. And then he can go to like almost like a pastor's look. You know what I mean? Where he looks like a dignified. Exactly. He looks like a priest. He looks like somebody who's like, an upstanding member of society. Maybe he's the mayor. You know what I mean? Maybe he's somebody cool. Right?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. So like in my version of like the Odious thing, when he's in the Old West, like he's there for a while. So like, he goes and protects this town from werewolves or whatever monsters invade. And, he becomes like a hero of the town. So like, yeah, that's kind of like I imagine him dressing like that, like at a bar, like actually behind the bar, like it's his bar or whatever, and he's just kind of like doing his thing, drinking or not drinking, but like cleaning. I imagine Odious like that, just cleaning a glass or something. Yeah. But someone in the chat is asking. So does the Old West Odious is the Old West Odious the one taking on the werewolves? In my mind, yes, but then I just felt like for an action figure, it made sense to put the werewolf heads with the army guy. Or the Army Odious. That's why I'm saying my wires got a little crossed, because my stories for the Army is more like some like zombie human experimentation kind of thing, because that like is a war kind of deal. But I just figured the werewolves made sense to go with the army, so you could army build it. No, you're not going to really want to army build a cowboy. It would be more likely to army build an army guy. So, but yeah,
for sure.
But then, the cowboy's fighting werewolves, so we're all jacked up. Basically, the moral of the story is buy both of them, so you can put the werewolf hands wherever the hell you want, and the cowboy could fight them.
That's right, absolutely. And a huge shout out to Crashbox Customs for the freaking dioramas. Again, we are in love with dioramas here, and your team has really killed this one, Wade. This is some really cool stuff that you guys have been able to put together.
Yeah, Crashbox did an amazing job on those dioramas.
Yeah, let's see if we can. There we go, guys. Crashbox Customs. definitely check them out.
Yeah.
The link is actually on the Kickstarter, so definitely give them a like and a follow.
Yeah, he's
So
a beast.
Odious of the Old West will include 4 heads, a cowboy hat, revolver, shotgun, 6 set of hands, ammo belt, holsters belt, shin guards, and he will also come with a duster jacket, pants, long sleeve shirt, vest, and a sarape. Right? So
Yep.
holy crap! No matter what, at the end of the day, I think we'll have to recognize that Odious is one of these characters that comes with a lot of stuff, and that is definitely leaning into the collective mentality. And it's a huge testament to where this figure comes from, right? The history behind him. So I'm extremely excited about this. Let's take a couple more comments from the chat because I think everybody here has been so patient. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you guys. Let's see here. We have. Oh gosh, I lost my place. Ramen Toys in the house. What's going on, dude? Hello, Jay, Danny, and Wade in the chat. What's going on, Ramen? Good to see you, Ace. Ace says, had the pleasure of meeting Wade in person at the bar in a place near San Diego Comic-Con in July.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What's up, Ace?
Good to see you, brother. Ray Paz, 2947. Is he a life-size statue or does it shrink into a smaller statue?
Life size.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So he'll be like a full-on statue. Not. And then I also have this idea where like maybe it gets broken into pieces, and that's a way that Odious keeps from coming back. And then there's people that like go to great lengths to reassemble it and control Odious and those types of things. I think there's a lot of cool stories to be told in that with that framing.
So great. Brick, the Odious lore / story mechanism is so great. I think so too. Like the
Thanks,
idea
man.
that when he dies, he becomes a freaking statue, and then when he comes back to life, it's from the blood of the the person who's going to be cursed next. That's such a wonderful piece of storytelling.
And you know, with that, what's crazy or what's really cool, or for me that I'm really proud of, is like I took a lot of time to think about that. Like I intentionally sat there and like thought like, all right, how can I do this in a way that justifies having different versions of him in a cool way that's kind of unique. And every story's been told, like it's really hard to come up with something that's wholly original, but like that's what I aim to do. Like I didn't want anyone to go, this sounds like whatever. Of course, eventually it was like, oh, this sounds like Quantum Leap. It's like, okay, no idea is original, Nas said. So, it's kind of like, hey, I did my best. I tried my best to make it as unique as possible and still like within like a sensible like kind of realm. It's not unique because it's so wild. It's just I try to keep it contained but still unique and make it make sense and be original. So I'm happy that came across.
100%. Let's see here. Born Tatum, 1941. Sorry, 9341. Write that down. Write that idea down.
I already forgot Born Tatum. Sorry, man.
Brick, these figures move so well. Yes. One of the things about these figures is the articulation is on point. Like I was very, very amazed. The fact that he can kick his upper back, not his lower back, his upper back is one that I was like, wow, this thing's freaking crazy. Ramen, they need to be clear as to what their objective is. HasLab is not for kids, but for collectors. Stop making them with the safety of a toy in mind. Go the route of Joy Toy, who's been killing it with 375. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the statement right there, which is true. Plasti Adicto. Buenas noches. Good evening to you too, brother. How you doing tonight? Mauro Bastianini. What's going on, dude? Good to see you, my friend. Ramen. What a way to kick off the Hasbro 375 with a failed HasLab. Oh man, that's a bit close to the chest there, bro. It really is. Francis Mendez. Anyone know if the Tron Legacy figure is still in the works? Yes. They showcased a whole bunch of them at the London Comic-Con. So we know the Quora is now part of the lineup. Same thing with so the lineup is going Rinsler, Clue. There's also Flynn, Sam, and also of course Quora, and they have a light cycle. So that line is coming along nicely. 1/12 scale, so it's really really nice. Lost on Wallace. With anything creative, it's a give and take. You have to work as a team to get the best quality product. That's how things work in real life. No, bro.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's 100% the right thing to say. You're absolutely correct. Plasti Addicto, sorry. Two things we all need to do right now. Subscribe to this channel and bring the knife back. Tuesday, hashtag Tuesday crew.
Hey, Josh Brown always does the knives, Plasti. You're just fucking, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Lost on Wallace. There needs to be more cowboy figures. Cowboy Odious sold me on this Kickstarter. I wanted the soldier for sure, but absolutely have to have the gunslinger Odious. Dude, that's awesome. Absolutely. 100%. And you know what? The gunslinger spawn, right? The cowboy spawn. So, yeah, there's definitely more room for... And I'm shocked, Wade. I'm surprised that Red Dead Redemption hasn't had some action figures yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
Like, it's crazy. It's
Maybe there's some third-party ones, but anyway.
Plasti Addicto. Is it a removable hat?
Yeah, it is. The cowboy hat is removable.
Hedgehog action's in the house. What's going on, Jonathan? Good to see you, brother. Always good to see the Hedgehog action in the chat. Good to see you, man. Dave Sinelli, SWAT Team Odious. Ooh, SWAT Team Odious.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, that sounds cool.
That's a pretty cool one, man. Just the ETF, the extremely tough fuckers. That's what you want, man.
You need a gangster Odious, like a G'd out Odious.
Well, I want to do like a 40s gangster, like a Prohibition era gangster.
Oh yeah.
The pinstripe suits and everything, man.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like a crime boss or something.
Oh, dude, that would be great for soft goods, and people would be swapping that with other characters. It would be such a gift to the community.
Yeah.
I wonder what you could do with a stone Odious. Depending on what happens, he gets turned into stone.
I think he means a statue Odious.
I know, like but that got me, man. That got
he's high. Like
he's gonna be Danny's favorite character. He's got a blunt, a couple of spliffs.
Blaze up, Odious. Blaze up.
Blaze Odious. Odious Blaze.
The Cypress Hill.
That is so crazy, man. That is so crazy. So here's the other thing. I'm curious about this too. The skull head on Cowboy Odious is a dope combo. So how did that come about? What's the impetus of the skull head for Odious, by the way?
Well, for the skull head just in general?
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted something cool that made sense with Mythic Legion. So the skull heads were made to fit onto the Mythic Legion skeletons. And people liked them so much, and they did so well at Legion's Con. I sold out of them. So afterward, people were like, "Oh, make them available." And I planned on it after the Kickstarter, just like a limited run. But then I figured, throw them in with the Kickstarter too. But it basically just started from like thinking they would look good on the Mythic Legion skeletons, and they do. So I just wanted to have something that kind of worked in with Mythic Legions a little more.
Nice.
One other thing I wanted to ask: Odious comes with a staff with a metal skull head. What was the original Odious? What's that about? Like, I was always curious about that.
I wanted I just wanted a weapon that was unique, where like I didn't want to just do a sword or axe or something. I wanted to have something that was so the mace. A lot of people in the chat or in my live streams and stuff call it Pam. That's what it's kind of been known as over the years. Kind of like how Negan from Walking Dead has I forget what his bat's name, Lucille, I think.
Lucille.
Yeah, so kind of similar to that. But also a big part of Odious's whole thing is that he's also like a wizard kind of. Like he has magic powers, but his magic powers are kind of messed up because like he can't really remember everything because there's such long lapses. Like he'll be asleep for 100 years or he'll be stuck in a place for 100 years. So he has magical powers, but it's like a little kind of messed up. But I wanted the Pam to be kind of like a conduit for his magic to kind of help him with it. And then for sometimes when he can't remember his magic, he has this brutal weapon that he could just fucking bash shit with, there's not a graceful decapitation tool or, no like honorable like sword kind of play. It's like when he can't remember a magic spell, he's gonna bash your shit. So that's kind of like why that's why we came up with Pam.
I love it. That's freaking gangster right there. That's freaking hilarious.
I would love to see an animation, bro. That would be sick.
Yeah, animation would be cool, but comics is where my heart's at. So comics first, but yeah, I would love to do like some type of animation. Yeah, I would love to see Odious in like a like gargoyles or Batman the Animated Series, like title sequence intro. Like I would love to see someone do something like that for Odious.
That would be really cool. I would love to see a really cool stop motion animation as well. I think that what it lends itself so well to stop motion. It's crazy
for sure.
Plasti Addicto. Werewolf in the Jungle makes more sense to me than in the Old West.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I like the juxtapositioning of this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like vampires versus werewolves versus cowboys. I think that would be neat.
Yeah.
Native American werewolves would be awesome. Oh yeah. Some war paint on the bodies. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Samurai Odious. There we go. I think you were alluding to that he might be in Japan one day.
I think you have something coming, right? Like that.
Yeah, in the Kickstarter, we have, if you go down to the bottom of the Kickstarter, there's kind of a teaser for 2 other Odiouses. Yeah. And those Odiouses, if this Kickstarter campaign is fully funded, then these 2 Odious figures will be available afterwards on Big Bad Toy Store. So they'll probably put these up for pre-order or something like in a month or so, whatever. We haven't really decided, but yeah, they've agreed to help us make these 2 and sell them exclusively on Big Bad Toy Store. So earlier you mentioned stretch goals. These are kind of like a stretch goal, but the whole idea behind it was it's a stretch goal that you don't have to pay for at the end of the Kickstarter. So cool. Yeah, you could pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store and pay for it in a year when it ships. So like I love Kickstarters. I back a bunch of them. Sometimes I get too excited. I order everything and then it's like, oh, here, pay $1,000.
Yeah, you got hit at once.
Yeah, I would love to split that in half. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of the idea right here.
That's freaking awesome, and I appreciate that Big Bad is still supporting independent projects like this, because at one point they said they pretty much were stepping away from that, other than their own independent line, right? But it's really cool to know that they're still very much supporting independent creators. I really
they're definitely supporting, but they have changed how things work, kind of like they don't. I mean, to my understanding, like they're not really going to contribute directly to Kickstarters like they used to, But to their credit, they're finding ways to still help independent creators like this right here. This is like, this is a thing we were trying to do without Kickstarter. So, I understand, because Kickstarter, it's taking a bunch of money from both parties. Big Bad Toy Store puts in a bunch of money. They're losing money. You're losing money. But it's a necessary evil sometimes to get to the goal. But in our case, I wanted to do something still like, we had on the table at one point for them to do like carry all 4, but it was like, I don't know if we want to do 4 and whatever. So this was kind of like us meeting halfway. I was like, all right, let me do my 2 on Kickstarter. And if it gets funded, you guys do these 2. And then that way it makes it easier for people. It breaks it up and we get all the versions out. So when these do go up for pre-order, there's going to be less quantity of these. So just so people know, like for the Cowboy and the Army, it's going to be like, like I think I'm getting 1,500 of them or something like that produced. These ones will probably be closer to 500. So
there you go. Yeah. So yeah, guys, if these ones will be super, super rare. So that's something else to keep in mind for collectability.
Yeah. But again, we won't get to these unless the Kickstarter is successful.
Correct. 100%. Lost on Wallace. Now we eventually need an Odious statue, Wade.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that would be a great colorway. And another way to really get another character out, well, maybe not such a character, but definitely another version of Odious out there. I think that's a really good suggestion.
Yeah, 100%. That may be cool for like an exclusive, like for like Legion's
for a con. Yeah, for a con for sure. That would be great. We need more Odious lore. Jose is saying that we definitely need more Odious lore.
I'm on it, man. I'm working on it. In fact, after this Kickstarter, regardless, like whether it's successful, which I fully believe it will be, or it fails, whatever the case is, the next step is definitely working on comics right away. That was the plan last time. It just didn't work out because, as I come to find out, making toys is very hard. Like it's a lot of work, a lot of stress, and last year when we did the first Odious, I was constantly stressed about the whole process every single day for about 1.5 years. This time, I don't think I'm going to be as stressed. Like, I know there's more moving parts and more things going on, but also I have more experience and, I have a better relationship with the factory and with the project manager. So I think things should be a little bit easier. I hope they're easier, and it kind of frees up my mental so that I could get into doing the comic book stuff.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Wade, we want to commend you on your dapper-looking Canadian tuxedo that you got on. We noticed that was also an Odious, so... huge
I'm talking about your plaid.
Your plaid shirt. That's
this is a Canadian tuxedo.
We call that a Canadian tuxedo.
Sometimes I do the
Button
top
it.
button. I do the top button like this and call it a Mexican.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Solo, man.
Come on, Buckle.
That's right.
Locals forever.
That's right. Dave Sinelli. Odious statue's worst nightmare. Giant pigeons.
Yeah. Stay out of New York.
Alarto. Do you still sell the originals?
Yeah, we have very few of the original though. Like right now, there's a lot. So if you're backing the new Odious Kickstarter, you can get the original Odious for like a killer price. Like if you back anything basically in the new Kickstarter, you can add an original Odious for like $50 or something. So you save quite a bit. But yeah, even aside from that, like if you go straight to my website, you could buy the Odious. The original, also Big Bad Toy Store still has stock. I'm not sure how much stock they have, but they still have some. So yeah, it's out there.
Awesome. And Lost in Wallace. If a company came out with cool 6-inch gunslinger lines of figures, I think they'd mop up. Some clever, cool designs for bandits, guns for hire, a few old Western type of archetypes, and you have quite a wave. This is true.
I want to do that. One of my big dreams was to make a line of cowboy figures. I was actually going to save the Cowboy Odious for that. I just don't know if I'd ever get to that. So but my idea was to have the Cowboy Odious and then some other cowboys that also had like interchangeable zombie parts. But yeah, we'll see if that ever happens.
Bad Force Grump. Hashtag Black Odious.
Back Odious.
Oh, back Odious. Sorry. Yes, hashtag Back Odious, 100%.
Black Odious would be cool, though.
Black Odious would be awesome. I think that's something. I mean, the curse affects anybody, right? So yeah, that would be great. Lost in Pam. Pam. Cobra Emperor. The only Kickstarter we're going in is on Delta 17, a proven line, since a lot of people have taken the money and ran. No, Odious got in the hands of everybody, Cobra, and not only that, a lot of happy backers for Odious. You can guarantee that Odious will get made and shipped to everybody. 100%. Yeah,
I am small time and I am a beginner, but at the same time I am proven. Like we did a Kickstarter for the previous Odious, it fully funded, fully shipped. Everybody who ordered Odious has one. And yeah, it was a good experience. So that's why we're doing it again. But I feel you. I understand the hesitation to jump on Kickstarter. It can be risky. Shit, right on the front of the page, it says nothing's guaranteed. So like you see that and go, sure, here's $200. Like it's crazy. So I totally get it. But I just like Jay was saying, just to clarify, I'm not 100% like unproven. I have proven
100%.
Absolutely.
There's one right there. There he is. Wade has already fulfilled the Kickstarter in the quickest time I've ever seen anyone get a Kickstarter fulfilled. This is true too, right? Yeah, the backers got all the rewards pretty freaking quick. It was
it was like a year. It was like 13 months to be exact. Like the Kickstarter ended like in early July 2023, and I had figures in my hands selling to people July 2024 at Comic-Con where you got yours, and then like a month later, I would say 60% of all the orders had shipped.
That's not easy. Like having gone through that now, we came up with a huge amount of logistics problems. Now we also had to deal with the tariff situation, but aside from that, we learned a lot trying to fulfill a lot of Flipboard packages. And you know what? Huge shout out to Toy Stalker for all the crazy work he had to do to get that done.
Oh yeah,
massive.
It's cool to have like someone who could handle the logistics. Me and my wife did it. Like everything, we shipped them. Wow. Yeah, we went. That is
incredible, dude.
I knew somebody that was able to let me use their warehouse to have the figures land. Yeah. The figures got there. Like it was supposed to be there on a Tuesday. My wife and daughter waited in the parking lot of that warehouse all day. It didn't come. So then it was going to be Wednesday. They came back that Wednesday, sat in the parking lot all day, told me when it was there. When it got there, I got off work and I went straight to the truck and I started unloading them myself onto pallets. Me and my uncle actually loaded them onto pallets. He was moving the pallets, and then I loaded up my car with as many as I could, took them home. She started shipping and making labels that night, and she never stopped. Like I had to go to work. My wife and daughter kept doing them, and then on the weekends I would help them. But yeah, no, it was insane.
That is family, man. That's freaking family. Holy crap! Shout out to your wife, brother, and your daughter. Huge shout out to them. We know, having gone through it now, we know how much hell that is. And I'm saying
it's
hell.
ridiculous.
That is freaking hell.
We had a whole like shipping station set up in our living room. We had Odious boxes all over the house. They were like in the kitchen, in the garage, in the front room, just everywhere. We had 300 boxes in the house. So we were just like running through them. And it's funny, little things you don't think about, like garbage, like how quick garbage accumulates when you're trying to open figures and pack them and blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, we got big piles of empty boxes everywhere. And it's like, oh shit, now we got to break these down. Yeah. And it's just nonstop.
You're talking about Danny's life, man. Danny's a logistics manager. He's the logistics boss.
Oh.
He knows exactly what you're talking about.
I wish I was there to help you out, bro. I would have been down. No problem.
These two Odious figures are the ones I really want. Brick is really salivating over these two figures. He's
been wanting those since they've been shown.
Absolutely. Plastic Addicto. Pam is Odious's mystical mace. Yes.
Yep.
Doombat. Samurai Odious is definitely a top want. Absolutely. Ray Paz. Wade is already. Oh yeah, I already read the one. Sorry about that. And then this one here. Odious needs an arch villain or nemesis who either follows him through time or who has a similar legacy. Maybe a secret group wanting to use Odious as magic blood or something crazy. That's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah, I do have a character that does kind of follow Odious through time. Not since the beginning, but yeah, through a lot of time. His name is the Black Apple Man.
Oh, this is something, and you got him decked out in Santa gear. The Kickstarter also has a ton of heads and plushies, dude. That plushie is the bomb, man. That little guy behind you, he's freaking hilarious, man.
This is the first toy that I worked on, which is why it means so much to me. This Santa suit is a custom suit my wife found, and she just threw it on here for Christmas time.
So cool, man.
But yeah, this is the first like official Odious product, and this was cool because I did all this myself. Like I didn't have a project manager. I just was like, I want to make a plushie, and then I found someone to do some art for me. That Super 5 Studios did some artwork for me because he has like a really Disney style. So I was like, I'll do Odious in like a Disney style. And then I found a factory, like just Googled like factories that make plushies. I emailed some lady. She's like, here's a quote. And it was in China. Went back and forth with cloth samples and shit. And then, sold a bunch of them. And it was fun, man. When these first came in, I think I ordered like 500 of them. And the first day we sold like 150 because like my chat is such like big supporters. And then after that, we didn't sell much. Like I had like 300 of them for 2 years. And honestly, I took a big loss on those. Like it cost me about 10 grand to do that, which is not crazy when it comes to toys, but it's crazy if you're just a dude, So I lost, I probably lost 5 grand. It cost me 10. I made some money back, and I probably lost about 5 grand that I didn't make up until Odious, the figure. I had to pay back that loan with some of that Odious.
Yeah, but this is the journey of an independent toy maker, man. Like this is how you've cut your teeth, and people can trust you because no matter what, you keep your word, and that's the biggest thing about trust in the Kickstarter. So that's huge. Nerd with the suit. In all honesty, Mighty Number 9 probably did a lot to mess up the idea of Kickstarters for a lot of people in the mid 2010s. But really, Inafune didn't know what he was doing too well to begin with. Yeah, but that's what it comes with the territory. That's why right in the beginning it says that nothing is guaranteed, which sucks because there are people who run away with your money. But
yeah, that's crazy. I could totally understand like people maybe getting in too deep, or maybe I could understand like people miscalculating, or factories, sometimes factories do crazy shit, sometimes there's accidents, there's a lot of things that could factor into it not happening, but just running off with the money is insanity because the world is way too small. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna run into somebody who paid you, so like that's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so fuck that.
100%. Rick, I think Stuffy's cool. If my kids were younger, I would have gone in. Stuffy looks awesome.
Whatever, Brick. I thought you were my boy. You should have just bought it because I'm kidding.
All right, Wade. Talk to us about the rewards, man. I want to know more about how we can support this project.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different levels in there. So, there's rewards for the skull face here. Like we wanted to put something in that was lower cost And like, you know, if somebody liked the idea of the whole project, but didn't necessarily feel the need to own the Soldier or the Army Odious, you know, they could buy a skull face, and it helps support the goal. And, you know, you get something, you get a little hand painted memento from me, which I hope that holds some kind of value. And then, you know, there's rewards for each of the figures. You can buy the Army Odious, I believe, for 95. Yeah. And then you can buy the Cowboy for 110. And the Cowboy is a little bit more expensive because to me, he's more of like a deluxe with all the different soft goods and everything. But the best deal is to buy both of them, because you could get both of them at a discount. I think it's like 190 for or 195 for both of them. So you know, you save about $15 or something.
Yep. And it's important to note that shipping will be charged at the time of shipment via the pledge manager or PayPal invoice. This is not included in the price of the pledge. And unfortunately, guys, this is the way it's got to be done in the new age. With shipping prices going all over the place at every single day, you know, this is something we just that most Kickstarters can't control anymore. So
yeah,
thank
you for pointing that out. Yeah, that's a big thing. And for those of you who backed the last Kickstarter, you guys saw there was a pretty seamless process. Like my wife took care of that. Like she sent everybody PayPal invoices, they paid them, we shipped. And again, you pay that when it ships, so you pay it in a year, and it's like $7 or something. You know, it's not crazy. Yeah. And then so yeah, you have the reward here for the 2, which is probably one of the best deals in the whole Kickstarter. And then if you scroll down a little bit, we put it together some multi-packs. Right here is actually the best deal, because you could get 3 Army Odious figures for $240. And in my opinion, the best way to get everything at the best cost is to get the 3 Army Odiouses and then add on the Cowboy, because then you get the Army Odiouses at a discount, and then the add-on Cowboy is also at a discount. So that's like the best value if you want to get close to all in. And then we have like where you could add on the original Odious for you know, $50 or whatever it is. And then like there's another bundle pack that just comes with the free plushie. And then also we have like the retailer pack. So we have, if you scroll down a little bit, oh yeah, that's the full bundle. And as you can see, it comes with the Odious of the Old West, Army Odious, original Odious, and a plushie. And then you have the option to add the skull face if you'd like, and additional Odious figures. And then this is the wholesale 10 pack, where basically you get 10 Army Odiouses for $750. And you know, then you get,
that's a steal. Holy shit.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, I know, you know, not to put pressure on you guys, but we're trying to buy a retailer pack. All right, we're trying to make it happen last time. Nah, but yeah, that's for retailers. And you know, retailers out there, if you guys see this price and you want me to do a little bit better, it could definitely work something out. So just hit me up. And then this is the 5 and 5 pack, so you get 5 of each figures, and again, it's at a discount. And then I think there's also a 10 pack of the Cowboy. Yeah. So.
Yep. And again, a crazy steal for any of these multi packs. And of course, retailers, this is the way to go for sure to support this amazing project. Mm-hmm. And wow, just this whole endeavor once again. I'm absolutely amazed at this. You've already raised $89,369 of a $170,000 goal. We're halfway there now. Actually, we're over halfway now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're over halfway.
That's it. That's over halfway, guys. So yeah, this is definitely one of those projects where we really need to support, in my opinion. And we want to thank Wade for taking some time out and talking to us about this. There are 9 days left to go, guys. We can easily do that. As we know, the last 4 days, things go bonkers, right?
That's when it gets crazy. I can't wait. Last year, I didn't really know what to expect those last couple of days. But this year, I'm more prepared. I'm sure a lot of people out there are kind of sick of seeing me because I've been doing live streams nonstop. I'm going to continue to do live streams nonstop for the next 9 days. You're going to see me everywhere. Everyone who has a live stream, I'm going to be there.
Wade, keep going.
Yeah.
That's the only way people are going to remember. Like, I swear, like for every Kickstarter, for everything, just like what you were doing the year before, Hatter and myself, we were doing it constantly. People got sick of us, but it didn't matter because the moment they don't see you, they forget. So you know what, guys? Expect to see Wade's face on the next couple of Toy Tubers. You're going to keep seeing him. That's just the way this is.
I'll be everywhere, man.
But we want to thank everybody for the love and support that you guys have shown this project. Like, seriously, $89,369 of a $170,000 goal, guys. You're freaking doing it, man. And we're going to see Odious in the near future. This is going to be freaking serious. Danny, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for this project.
I gotta talk to Wade after about this wholesale thing. We'll talk about it later. But
yeah, let's talk about it, man. I'll definitely, we'll work something out. But
we want to help you out, man. We want to see this funded, man. So do what we 100%.
Can. Right? We got Doombot. Lethal Collector's posing really shows. Lethal Collector's posing really shows how articulated these figures can be, even with all the soft goods. Absolutely. And you know what? If you haven't messed with Odious yet, you'll know exactly how well those soft goods fit on that character and really, really are pretty premium in its overall execution. Danny's got one right now. He's playing with it. The Real Skeletor. Yo, Alan Oppenheimer! Congratulations, guys! I can't wait to see him. Yeah, bro. We're so happy that he's coming to the convention. Motuniverse, thank you so much. We announced Alan Oppenheimer today, so huge shout out to the Real Skeletor, dude. You're awesome, man.
Nice.
The Badass Reviews is in the house. What's going on, Carlos? What's going on, bro? What up, guys? I'm back from teaching. Sorry I couldn't join you guys to have Wade in on the show. That's okay, bro. We understand that obviously Carlos is a lethal weapon with his jiu-jitsu. So
Carlos is a good dude.
His BJJ, man, and doesn't mean what you think it means, guys. BJJ, not BJ things. Anyway, break something. Carlos, the timescales in the house. What's going on, Greg? Good to see you, brother. And Ray Paz. If this shit hits 100K by Friday, you're gonna feel good. I feel it. Yeah, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So, guys, we'd like to thank Wade for taking some time out of his busy schedule to come talk with us. We're really excited about this Kickstarter, as always. Wade, tell everybody about this Kickstarter and what it means to you, my friend.
Yeah, man. I think I'm just a guy who loves toys, and I just want to get into the toy world. You know what I mean? Like, I've been a big fan of toys my whole life, and I've always wanted to have something creative out there in the world. So, I want to enter this world so I could provide awesome action figures for people, and also just have like a cool alternative to other things out there. Like, there's so many Spider-Mans and Ninja Turtles and Batmans and this and that. They're like, I feel that I don't want to say we've had enough of those things, but we have a lot of them, a lot of options. And I just want to come out here and provide something fresh and new, and something that could like maybe be the next version of those things. I'm not saying like what I'm doing is going to blow up like that, but it's possible that this could be something that like in 20 years, we're still like talking about and thinking about and wanting new versions of and this and that. I just hope to kind of make my imprint in that world. And, I took the first baby step with the first Odious. This is the next step that has to be taken in order for us to get there. So, I hopefully you guys come along for the ride. Shout out to Hedgehog Action. He made a really good point. He said, how many people out there wish that they were there at the beginning of something like Mythic Legions, or at the beginning of Marvel, or at the beginning of, Ninja Turtles or whatever? Like, this is your guys' chance to be here for the beginning of something that could potentially be very awesome and, iconic.
100%.
Absolutely. And, guys, speaking from experience, making action figures is not easy. It's ridiculous. It's expensive, but the dream is there. People like, actually, you know what? Danny's living that dream right now. He's working on something very special that we're going to be showcasing at the Action Figure Comic-Con on January 31st at the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center. And I think people are going to be shocked when they see what Danny's going to be bringing. We might even do some teasers next week or the week after, because Danny, do you want to talk a little bit about it, or are you going to save that for another?
Well, we got a prototype in the works for El Dragoon, so just stay tuned for that, right? But you know how it is, Wade. Like, it takes a bit to cook these up, right? So
it takes forever. It takes forever, man. Don't rush.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the fact that you started with the kind of like the toy almost first versus like the comic or the story and lore, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely inspired me and us to kind of work on the things we're doing. So
awesome,
we appreciate you as a community, as a member. We love you, man. Appreciate everything you're doing, and you support the community as well, right? So yeah, we appreciate you, man. And
awesome, man. Thank you.
You guys got to practice it up, man. That's it. That's all I can say.
100%. Absolutely. So, guys, once again, please continue to support Odious. We are at $89,369 of a $170,000 goal. Huge shout out to all 448 backers so far. We still have 9 days to go. Guys, we can make this happen. Not only that, we can freaking blow this out of the water. All you got to do is pick up, 2 retailer packs each, and we're good. We're golden, guys.
Right. Yeah, man.
It's only $800 a shot, but it's cool, man. No, seriously, guys. Huge shout out to everybody.
Listen, if you get the wholesale later, you can flip them.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can make a few bucks.
Here's the truth, though. Odious on the secondary market is going for a pretty penny, man. Like all these action figures, because of the rarity of them. Trust me.
Yeah, and I still sell them. Like I tell people that I'm selling Odiouses constantly.
Yeah. And think about this. When Hasbro makes a figure, it's in the 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, minimum quantity, right? Yeah. Oftentimes, action figures like these, they're only in the like
20,000
at the most. You know what I mean? So basically, these are
that's a big number.
These are but that's super rare. That's still, when you think about it, that's actually way rarer than most action figures that are on the market. So, guys, you're holding on to collector's items here. Let's not candy coat that. They are collector's items at the end of the day. Guys, just want to do a really quick shout out for the Action Figure Comic Con. This is going to be happening on January 31st, 2026 at the Japanese Canadian Culture Center here in Canada. We are really excited about this event. Danny, tell us a little bit about the Action Figure Comic Con and what we plan to do on January 31st.
We're just this is a platform for the action figure community and people into comic books, creators, collectors, YouTubers, you name it. We're going to be focusing on the creator community, like the guys that build dials, the toy photographers. We have this cool toy photo gallery we're putting together, actually with Drew Olive. I think, Wade, you know Drew.
Oh yeah, shout out to Drew Olive. He's awesome. Yeah,
man, that's one of our boys. So I see him constantly. We always hang out and stuff, and but he's helping us out with the toy photo gallery of the Action Figure Comic Con. So that's gonna be cool. And we got a bunch of artists coming out, guys that worked on Marvel, DC, you name it. They have here's you're showing off the dial guys, Mega City, Plastic Life, Figgy Smalls, Shay Reed Ramas, Nick Hedges, JDN Studios. This is the diorama team. They're going to be putting the big city dial together. It's kind of like a collective build, just to highlight and showcase the community, right, and the talent behind it. And then the toy photographers, of course, we're going to be highlighting. We have about almost 40 toy photographers that have submitted toy photos to be showcased at the AFCC Toy Photo Gallery. So that's going to be so cool. And we appreciate the community contributing and being a part of this. Drew Olive was actually the first guy you see there. So
yeah, no, he's awesome.
Yeah, man. Dude, he's probably one of your number one fans. I tell you that.
Yeah, he takes amazing pictures of Odious. I use a lot of his pictures for my thumbnails and stuff, and he always sends them. Yeah, he's awesome. Super nice guy too.
He's great.
Yeah, man, and very supportive. He loves you. He loves the community. So super appreciate him. And Endless Fables. There's so many guys on here, good friends of ours, right? Some of these guys are coming actually out to the event. These people are all global, so they're all over the world. Not everybody can make it out, but we're gonna make sure to highlight everybody that's a part of this through the Toy Photo Gallery. We're gonna have like nameplates and stuff like that beside each picture. We're gonna be framing things, and it's just gonna look like a cool Toy Photo Gallery, right?
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. And then we got some cool guests coming out. Frederick B. Owens, he did some voiceovers for Ninja Turtles. He was Leatherhead. He worked on One Piece. He did Traxxas.
Oh,
so cool. he's got a good history of things he's worked on. A good friend of ours and the community as well. So he's going to be coming out, which is great. And then we got our buddy Dave Fawcett, which is the TMNT collector. He just won the Guinness World Records for biggest TMNT collection in the world.
Oh wow, cool!
Which is epic, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
He just lives down the street from me, which is kind of cool. So
nice.
Good buddy. But outside of that, yeah, man, we got lots of cool things coming up. We have a lot of guests coming out. Like I said, Ramen Toys is going to be there. Other toy brands. McFarlane Toys is coming out as well. They're a featured brand as well.
Oh, cool.
C. Jessam. We got a bunch of artists as well. Mega J's there, of course, badass.
Who invited that asshole?
Yeah, so
Damn, killing it. Yeah, that looks like a good lineup.
Yeah, man. So it's our first show. It's only gonna be a 1-dayer, but we're hoping to make it 2 days. There's a lot of people that are interested. To be honest, we already sold out about 80 tables out of 120 in a matter of 30 days, which is nuts. So just to show you that there's a huge demand. And we're the community here is dying for this kind of thing. So we appreciate everybody that's supporting it and whatnot. And we just want to give voices to all the creators and the little guys as well. You know what I mean? And then here's just an idea of all the brands that will be there. McFarlane, Spiro Toys, Low Subjects, Minute Travelers, Icon Heroes, El Dragoon is a project we're working on. Ramen Toy, of course, coming out. Flipboard, who doesn't know Flipboard? From Around Badass Reviews, that's his jam, right? And then our buddy Waleed and his Baguette Club. So then there's going to be more stuff going to be there as well. So stay tuned, right? And then in terms of ticket price, real quick, $15 if you order online, or 2 for $25. The door ticket price is going to be $20, so it's best to get your tickets online. You usually go with the 2 admission tickets, right? And then there's a Grail Hunter Pass, which is like a VIP pass. You get to come into the event an hour early and kind of shop and get to the Grails before everybody else. So there you go. And
in our next broadcast, we are going to be starting to give away a few passes. Danny, do you have the passes handy? Can you show people off?
Somewhere. Do I?
Danny's got some swag to give away.
I don't super have, but they look like that picture that you had on on the website.
There it is.
There it is.
That's what they look like.
They look like that.
We're going to be giving away some. We're going to be giving away some passes with some giveaways. Actually, we have a giveaway coming up soon, right, Danny? What are the details on this new giveaway?
So we're currently we're doing a giveaway with Icon Heroes for their Jiu-Jitsu. So that's the first. That's there it is. Real quick, you just got to do a couple follows, right? Just follow Action Fear Comic Content Toys, Icon Heroes, and JJ Combat Creatures, which was formerly Jiu-Jitsu. So you got to give them a follow, like the post and comment and tag 2 friends, right? And then I think we're announcing the winner is going to be on the 8th, December 8th.
Correct. December 8th on a live stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. But we'll also be giving away a couple of tickets that night. So guys, definitely follow us. And you could be winning tickets. And of course, the Jiu-Jitsu giveaway on December 8th, 2025. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We want to thank our good friend Wade for dropping by and giving us a little bit of a pep talk for the Odious Cowboy and Army. This is an amazing Kickstarter you guys have to definitely support. And once again, just as a reminder, we've already reached $89,369 of a $170,000 goal. We're already over the halfway mark, and now we're getting to the 4-day mark, which will be absolutely bonkers. So huge shout out to everybody who's already supported it. And guys, please continue to pledge. We really appreciate your support.
Back it up, guys. Let's go.
Thanks a lot, guys, for having me.
Absolutely. We really appreciate it. Guys, please follow Unparalleled Universe on all of his social medias and his force. Check him out on his live streams every Tuesday. The man's killing it. So thank you again, Wade. It's always a pleasure having you here.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you for having me. I look forward to coming back one day.
Absolutely, brother. You're always welcome, my friend. Always. All right, guys. Well, you know what, Danny, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you again for spending some time with us. Guys, we are the Titans Talking Toys, Danny Green and Mega J Retro, and of course, our good friend, Unparalleled Universe, Wade. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, and don't go too crazy on Black Friday, guys. It's okay. You don't have to kill each other out there, right?
Black Friday.
They're just toys, man. They're just toys. Okay. Anyway, guys, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. We'll see you guys next time.
Good night, guys. Thanks again, Wade. Take care, bro.
You too, man. Thank you.